What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Overdose. I'm your host, Jaye. Today, I'm joined with a special guest. Introduce yourself.
My name is Nami.
Nami. So today we are playing Red Pill and Chill. You can get this game on Amazon. It's called Red Pill and Chill, or you can go to redpillandchill.com and it'll take you to Amazon. All right, Nami, introduce yourself, your age, your relationship status, and then what do you do for work?
Okay, my name is Nami. According to the bars, I'm 21 years old. No, my name is Nami. I'm 20 years old. I'm a bartender. My relationship status is... I'm dating this guy. He's cool.
All right.
I just said it.
All right, first question. You find out your significant other is subscribed to a couple of OnlyFans he has met before. Do you consider this cheating? Explain.
No, I do not consider it cheating. I think it's disloyal. I think it's not loyal.
Okay.
Talk your shit. What do you have to say?
No. I actually, for once, I already agree with you.
As
So,
you should.
okay.
It's not cheating. It's just fucked up.
It's not cheating. It's just fucked up. So I actually agree with you. So you're saying for you personally, it's not necessarily cheating, but it is some disloyal activity.
It's not cheating. They're not talking to them directly. They're not, like, fucking them. They're just being a boy. Ew.
Got you. Okay.
Right.
But so okay. I'm gonna be honest. I actually really agree with that statement that it is disloyal. The only thing I will add to this question is I'm gonna be honest, fellas. If you are a fella and you are subscribed to OnlyFans, you are a simp. You need to stop being subscribed to OnlyFans.
It's not even a simp. You're a munch.
No. I say simp. I want fellas to understand that you do not need to be subscribed to OnlyFans. That is bitch-made behavior. Carrying on. All right. What was the reason your last relationship did not work? I know you said earlier, you said something about Capricorns.
What's your zodiac sign?
Who, mine?
Yes.
What the? Okay, guess.
What the fuck are you, a Sagittarius?
I'm a Virgo.
I eat you up. I'm a Capricorn. No, but my thing was, like, Virgos and Capricorns, they could get along. Capricorns and Capricorns can't get along because they're too headstrong. Me and my last relationship didn't work out because he was a fucking cunt.
Okay.
Long story short.
Okay, and then follow-up question to that would be, what are two things that he did that make it, or let's just say one. What is one thing that he did that had the impact in the relationship and some accountability? What is one thing that you did that ended the relationship?
One thing that he did that ended the relationship is his ankle monitor would vibrate and wake me up. And one thing that I did was I would stay at my friend's house for a few days because he was annoying as shit. And he didn't like that, and I didn't care.
Okay, when you say, hold on, you got to dive a little bit deeper, and then we go to the next question.
Yeah.
When you say friends, you mean female friend or male friend?
Female friends. They were married. It's like a married female couple.
Okay. I thought you were going to say male friend, and I would have been like,
No.
all right. Got him. All right, so basically you're saying for you personally, what was the reason that the accountability of you, though? What are some things that you did? You said that you went to your friend's house. Is that something that you did out of spite, or you just need to be away from that person for a little bit?
It was the fact... Personally, for me, I have horrible anxiety, and I need to take myself away from situations. Okay. And he did not understand that because that's how we're different. We just didn't understand each other.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. What are some signs a woman belongs to the streets? Talk to me.
Oh my God. A woman belongs to the streets the first time she talks to a man, and she... Okay,
talk to me.
Damn, my friends.
Talk to me.
All right, so a woman belongs to the streets the moment that she is talking to someone, quote unquote.
Okay.
And she goes out to the bars and makes out with someone else. She doesn't even have to sleep with them. Like,
Okay.
I'm not going to say she's a whore or slut. Nothing like that.
Okay.
It's just she belongs to the streets if she goes out to the bar and she's fucking...
She belongs to the streets.
And fucks with just about everyone else.
Okay, so I'm guessing from your perspective, just the action of doing the streets activity is inducive enough for you to say she belongs to the streets.
Blatantly.
Okay,
women are gonna lie. One thing about women, they're gonna lie.
That's facts.
I know.
You spitting right now. All right. So, but what are some other signs to look out for that okay, let me change the question. What are some signs that a guy or yourself can look out for that a woman belongs to the streets and she's only streets worthy versus being in a relationship worthy?
All right, so when I was simply for the streets,
Okay.
I would go to a guy's house and
Uh-huh.
I would leave. I would never stay the night. If she doesn't stay the night, she's for the streets.
If she
telling y'all.
doesn't stay the night, she's for the streets.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my thing and then I'm gonna leave.
Meaning
I'm
like
gonna
she
go
don't.
home.
Meaning like she don't spend the night.
She's not gonna spend the night. She
Okay.
doesn't want to go to dinner. She doesn't want
Okay.
you to buy her food.
Okay.
Personally, for me, I don't want someone that I'm not seeing to buy me anything. I don't know how other girls are, but that's how I am. And like when I was in the streets, that's like what I would do. I'd be like, yeah, I'll go over, but you're not buying me shit.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Where does that come from though? Does that come from like you don't want them to invest in you because you don't want to invest in them? What is that? Where does that actually come from?
It comes from a place where you're not gonna have shit over me.
Ooh.
Like
Okay.
I don't like people to have anything over me.
Okay. So meaning like you don't want for them to be able to say I did this for you, I did that for you, etc.
That is my biggest ick. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. No, I get that. I get that. Now, what are some other signs that a woman belongs to the streets?
You go to the bar with her.
You go. Hold on. Wait. Her just going to the bar?
So no, you go to the bar with her. For example, I'll go to the bar with him and I'll be like, hey, do you want a drink? I'll buy it. Right? You go to a bar with a girl that's for the street. She's not gonna say shit.
Okay.
She's gonna want you to go to the bar for her. She wants you to buy her drink. She wants you to do all of this for her. And
Okay.
I guarantee she's for the streets specifically for the fact that like if you are investing your time and money into a relationship, you are going to make that effort. Or at least that's
Okay.
how I am. Like if I go on a date, I'm going to offer to pay. I'll offer to split it. Like whatever they want, that's what I'm
Okay.
going to do because I'm investing myself in this relationship. And I want them to know that that's what I'm doing.
Okay, a couple pushbacks I have on that. Number one, fellas, if you're dating a woman, do not go with the bars to her. What kind of world are we living in that you're going to the bars and clubs with a girl that you're dating? That doesn't make sense. Number two, I do like what you said about the putting in the effort to invest and say, hey, I'm willing to pay for this. I'm willing to do this. Even though probably in your mind you're still not expecting to pay, I'm guessing. You're not expecting to do those things. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're wrong.
Okay.
In
So
the
you
nicest
actually
way.
hold on. So you're actually expecting to pay when you go on dates and someone asks you to go on a date?
Okay, if I'm going on a date and they ask me on the date, they're going to pay. If they ask me to split it, I will because I will never go on a date that I could not fully pay for. That's my entire thing. I will never say yes to a date that I cannot pay for.
Okay, let me ask you a follow-up question that is a better question then. If you go on a date, a guy asks you to go on a date, and he wants you to split the bill, are you seeing him again?
I'm not seeing him again, but I will split the bill. I'll do that.
So fellas, stop splitting bills. Thank you. So this goes back to my number one point, which is to some degree you're not expecting it from a point of view of if he's a good enough candidate that I want to take serious, he's not going to ask me to split the bill. Yes or no? Talk to me.
To a certain extent.
Talk to me.
Like, for example, I've offered to pay the bill, and I 100% mean it. I will pay the bill, but it's because every time I go out with this guy, he pays the bill. It makes me feel guilty because it's like two people are in this relationship.
Ooh, let's get into it. No. Let's get into
two
it.
incomes.
Okay. Now, why do you think it makes you feel guilty?
Because I'm not a bum. These bitches are. Oh.
No, you can cuss. Go ahead.
No, I know. I just mean like I don't want people to come after me. It's a lot of girls that I know and that I love and adore and respect and all that. They go on dates with guys, and I know that if the guy didn't pay for it, they could not pay, and it's my biggest pet peeve because you really never know what's gonna happen.
True.
Like, let's say he did try and pay, and his card repeatedly got declined. Like in a weird world, let's say that happened.
Yeah.
What the fuck are y'all gonna do?
True. I mean, okay. Do I agree that certain things happen in life to where if the bill is not being paid and he, for some reason, he didn't plan enough, and then he's actually has no money to pay the bill. Okay, I understand that. But what I'm not understanding, so to speak, is when it comes to males and females in relationships, a dynamic of relationships. Men are here for security and provisioning. You are not necessarily here in a relationship for security and provisioning. So I don't get the position that you have of saying that you're not a bum, so to speak.
All right, so I lived with my ex-boyfriend. Hate to talk about him, whatever.
Yeah.
We split everything. We had a joint bank account, so both of our checks, we didn't split them at all.
Okay.
They all went into our account. Everything we bought, like our perfumes and colognes, our clothes, our food, our bills, everything came out of this joint bank account.
Yeah.
And that's how I think if you are in a serious relationship, not that you should have a joint bank account, but it should be split. And I think that solely because there's two people, and not everyone, not like all the time people both have jobs, but like
I disagree. Go ahead.
I just don't think that men should pay for everything. And I don't think that my dad has always told me if you're on a date with a man and he doesn't want to pay or he asks you to split the bill, you should never see him again. And
thank you. No, let's pause. Why do you think your dad thinks that way?
oh my God, because my dad spoils me. Like, I'm not even the baby of the family. He's obsessed with me. I love my dad. But
no,
it's like...
It's deeper than that. It's not the fact that your dad spoils you. I'm going to be honest.
Oh my gosh, it's because my dad respects me. My dad...
Thank you.
The entire time growing up...
Okay.
The entire time growing up, my father has always told me when he was raised in a church that women are seen higher than men because they can provide babies. I know that's crazy and it's very religious, but like, let's say...
Speak your mind. Go ahead.
Despite the fact that, like, providing babies... He believes that just women are higher than men. And so he's always taught me that. I don't believe that. I believe that people are equal.
I don't believe that either, though. But go ahead.
I'm glad you don't, because truly, I think that's insane. My dad is insane.
Yeah.
But love him.
Yeah.
But like that's just how I like think, I guess. It's like men should do this, it doesn't mean they have to.
See, this is where I disagree with you. Humans, or people in general, right? They are good at certain things, right? So you as a woman, you are born a certain way. Me as a man, I'm born a certain way.
Are you about to get into gender roles? Because
I am.
I'll eat you the fuck up. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Men typically, correct me if I'm wrong, are typically bigger and stronger than females. So by that, in and of itself, we are here to protect you to some degree. When it comes to relationships, right, this is why the male has the role of the protector, the provider, the leader, the blah, 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 blah. Women are much better at social skills. They're much better at processing emotions when it comes to understanding emotions. I want to be very specific. So for that case, you're much better at societal things, or as being in a societal group environment and nurturing, etc. So my question, going back to the original topic of what you just said about dating and being 50-50, etc., I personally don't think, not even personally, but studies have shown that 50-50 relationships do not work because you don't know who necessarily is the leader or who's not the leader in those specific scenarios.
I agree with you in the fact that I think every relationship needs a leader, and the only reason I agree with you is because
The only reason.
I've been in multiple relationships,
Okay.
and I would love, as a feminist, as a lesbian, I'm not a lesbian, I don't know why I was going to say that.
Oh, she said as a lesbian.
Personally, I believe that it would be 50-50, but no, like, being straight up, like, for real, it's never going to be 50-50. I've never paid for anything. I would love to. I've offered a million times, and whenever I offer, I genuinely mean like I'd pay for the whole bill.
Yeah.
I wouldn't love to, but I would.
So okay, we can stay there for just a second. So you wouldn't love to, but you still would, offer.
I still offer, and if he said yes, I still 100% would, and I wouldn't stutter, I wouldn't flinch, I would still do it.
I got you.
But who the fuck wants to pay for anything? Are you joking?
And I would add, so instead of but and that, I would add that I would think that most girls, maybe you might be different, but most girls wouldn't respect that man after that.
Whoa. Really?
Yes. If I ask you out on a date and then I say, hey, let's split the bill, most women would not respect a man that does that.
Okay, on the first date, no, never. Never, never, never. If we were on a first date and you asked me to split the bill, I think I would call my dad before I did anything. I'd be like, listen to this.
Listen to this.
But like the second,
no, you would
third,
say no.
fourth,
listen to this bitch ass.
I would. I really
Go
would.
ahead.
And my dad would be like, fuck that guy. No, but anyways, no, like that's how first date guys should pay. After that, if you like want to continue with the relationship, because in my personal opinion, first date tells you everything you need to know.
Okay.
Obviously things come up, but like first date, it's like sets the ground situation.
Okay.
After that, like, second date, you could split it. I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't be like, I'm never talking to you again.
I disagree. Like,
Clearly you disagree because we've been on this question for how fucking long?
So, but I see what you mean about the first date. I don't see what you mean about second date, because typically the second date, the guy's still asking you out. I would
second
only
date,
agree.
most people are obsessed with me. It's like they insist. They're like, you're coming out? Yes, babe.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap. All right, continuing on.
Is this about the 6?
Don't do that. All right, anyway, so when it comes to second date, the guy is typically going to ask you out again. So I personally think if you ask the person out, you should pay. Right? That's the bottom line. If we was in a serious relationship and we both agreed that we about to get something to eat at a certain spot, then that's when I can see splitting the bill makes a little bit more sense. But if we are going out on dates, the first, second, third, and I'm asking you out and I say, hey, let's split the bill, I don't think women will respect that, and I think you will be shut of luck when it comes to dating. Thoughts?
My thoughts are I fucking hate you because I was so ready to argue with you. But every time you talk, I'm like, damn, he has a point.
Hey.
Like a second date, you're right. He's going to ask you on the second date. I'm not going to say shit.
Yes.
Second date, you're right.
Yes. What you mean?
But if he did, no, my thing is, this is what I'm going to say. And
shit.
that's the last thing I'm going to say about this question.
Talk to me.
If a guy says, can we split the bill? No. Like, I'm just going to pay for the whole thing just to flex on you and be like, fuck you, I'm never talking to you again.
Okay.
But if I offered, I would like to split the bill. But if he asked, no matter what date it's on, 6th,
Okay.
7th, anything.
Yeah.
No. But I'm always going to offer because that's the person I am.
Okay.
And I would prefer if he said yes. But if I'm not offering, don't ask.
Okay.
Because I'm going to pay for the whole thing and flex on your ass.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, what are some other signs, going back to the original question, what are some other signs that women belong in the streets or you don't have any? Because then I'm going to answer.
What is your answer? I guarantee you're going to answer and I'm going to have something to say. So give your
Oh,
answer.
she getting sassy. All right. She getting sassy with it. All right. Hold on. Background. Shh. All right. So some signs that a woman belongs to the streets, I would say a lot of male friends. I would say always going out. I would say broken phone. I would say always going on girls trips.
Phone? What the fuck?
Yeah, because think about it. I want you to really think about it. A broken phone. Your phone is the number one asset that you have in your life. So if you got a broken phone and you can't even take care of the number one thing, that's the number one important thing in your life, what do you look like taking care of a man? To me, it doesn't. No, I can already see the correlation.
In what world?
In what world? What?
I was gonna say, in what world will women take care of a man? But I just do my ex-boyfriend's laundry, so I can't.
Thank
say
you.
shit.
I
get it. It's embarrassing.
In most relationships, the woman is nurturing the man, taking care of the household.
Don't say taking care of the man though. I feel like you could choose we'll talk about this later.
No, we'll talk about this now. And you are taking care of the man because you cooking, cleaning, you take care of the household.
Who is cooking? I'm going to work. I'm going to work and picking food up on the way home.
So you don't know how to cook, is what you're saying?
I don't know how to cook. I really don't. You know how many times my mom has come over and made
Red
dinner?
flag. All right. So going back to the original, in most normal relationships, the female is doing the nurturing aspects of that relationship. That is the taking care of the kids. That is the nurturing. That is the cooking, cleaning, etc. The guy is, generally speaking, is doing the security and provisioning in a relationship. That is working, bringing money back home, bringing home the bacon, so to speak. Am I speaking Chinese so far, or you agree?
I've never brought home significantly less than a man, and I refuse to. But I'm a Capricorn. I know that's crazy and outrageous, like zodiac signs, but that's my thing. I will never make extraordinarily less than a man.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, cause we about to have a real discussion right now.
Sure.
All right, let's have a real discussion right now.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, I don't see a good, genuine relationship when it comes to respecting that man. Most girls, maybe you might be different. You might be different. So I wanna preference that with this. You might be different. But most girls, they prefer a guy that makes more money than them, that's taller than them, that has more status than them, that has more charisma, has more experience, etc., fill in the blank. So for you to have equal amount, or if you even have more, your respect level that you have for that man will not be equal to someone that's above you when it comes to those different attributes that I just named. Do you agree or you disagree?
I'm not agreeing nor disagreeing, but I do understand.
Okay, talk to me.
Okay. I hate talking about my ex. Horrible person. But what I'm going to say, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay. When we first started dating, he made significantly more than me. He was a lot older than me. He was a lot taller than me. He did everything. But my thing was, when we would get in these little spats and break up, just girly things, he would hold it over my head. I make more than you. I do this for you. I do this for you. I do that for you.
Okay.
I will never be in that position
Pause.
again.
No, pause. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I got to say two things. Number one, I'm gonna be honest. He sound like a bitch because as a dude.
What have I been saying?
No. Because I want to be clear of why though. I want to be clear that the people that are watching of why. Because as a dude, that's your job. So for you to say that, it's like saying, hey, I was doing my job. Blah, blah, blah. No, you don't say that you was doing your job. His job is to be your leader. His job is for him to provide, protect you, etc., etc., etc. That's his literal job. It's like a woman saying the same thing of, oh, I was cooking and cleaning for you. It's your job to do that in a serious relationship. That's number one. Number two, going to your arguments of what you said about that, I guarantee you, if you were dating a dude that was equal to your height or shorter, equal to your money or less, etc., you wouldn't have that same respect level. That's my argument.
Well, my argument is, I completely understand what you're saying. Yeah. I understand the generalized idea of a man's role and a woman's role. Uh-huh. And I know a lot of men and women fall into those roles. Gotcha. And I'm not going to disrespect them. I understand, and that's completely fine. But me as a person, yeah, I'm not going to be in that position. I will never let someone hold something over my head. I will never let someone be able to use something against me. And that's just how I am.
I'm going to be honest, that comes out of fear. That definitely comes out of fear. Think about it for a second. Oh my God.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying that's the way I am. Fuck you if you, like, okay, you make more money than me. What does that say? I still make a certain amount of money a week.
Okay. But here's the thing. I'm going to be honest on the show. Let's be honest. A guy does not care about your money. I'm going to be honest. When it comes to attraction level, they may care about your money of being able to doing something with your time because you don't want your woman to be idle and not doing nothing with her life. But making more money doesn't make you more sexy. Making more money doesn't make you more attractive. We don't necessarily care about your money, your status, what you do, etc. As long as you're doing something, right?
You better bite your tongue because I'm about to expose the fuck out of you.
What the fuck?
And I will. So like I was saying, So my bestie Boo Bear, the first time we met, rated me a 6, which is fine because feelings are not hurt. But that's what I'm going to jump off of, is like someone could say something like that about me. It doesn't change how I feel about myself or what I do.
No, I get that. And I'm not even arguing that. But what I want you to understand is from a male perspective, right? Mm-hmm. When it comes to relationships, your money and your status is not as important as what you think it is. So for you to say, I'm not going to put myself in a position to have less money, significantly less money than my partner, doesn't make sense because the only thing that's at the bottom of that is scared or being fearful of that dude having that over you.
It has nothing to do with, oh my God, I have more money than you. I'm more attractive. I'm worth more. Nothing to do with that.
Okay.
It has everything to do with the fact that you're right. I am scared because I've been in relationships with multiple men who use that against me. That's my entire thing. I don't want anyone to be in a position to use things against me.
I got you. Then my rebuttal to that would be choose better men. Carrying on.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Read the next question.
Because on this show, men and women need to take accountability for their actions.
I have to take account.
I got you. I don't
know. I'll have to rewatch this.
You're right. But if the common denominator is you, no matter if it's a man or a woman, it's not even about woman versus man. It's human. If the common denominator is you, it's you that need to change, not the other people because you choosing those people. All right, next question. A man has a side piece, but claims he loves his wife with all his heart. Is this possible? Explain.
I don't want to explain.
Do you think it's possible first, and then see if you can then explain?
Oh my God, you said this isn't edited?
Huh? No, it is not edited. No, this is just straight like this. Let's get it. We got crickets. Let's get crickets.
All right, so
we got crickets right now. Go ahead.
For women and men and everyone who's been cheated on out there, I want to say so bad it's not possible to love your significant other, but like I know that's not true.
Ooh, okay. So why do you? Okay, explain though. Explain. That's the second part of the question. Explain.
Nobody hold this against me. I've been a very shitty person in my past. Okay. I've cheated on someone. Great. Moving on super fast. So it didn't mean I didn't love them anymore. I was very insecure with myself. I was super. Shut the fuck up. I didn't even give you the chance to.
I didn't even finish. Go ahead. Finish.
Exactly.
I'm listening.
very insecure myself, very insecure in the relationship, held a lot of grudges against my significant other. Essentially, you would just be like, don't be together. Great, that wasn't the situation. But what I did, it didn't make me love the person I was with any less. It just made me realize that I was a piece of shit. Great, now continue. Your rebuttal.
All right, so when it comes to that, when it comes to men versus women, I'm just answer the question and you tell me if you disagree, if you agree. All right?
Oh, I will.
All right. A man has a side piece but claims he loves his woman with all his heart. Is this possible? 100%. A man can 100% love his woman, be willing to die for his woman, cherish his woman, etc., and still go fuck another bitch. That's just how men are made. We are made for variety, quantity.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Women are made the same way.
No, they're not. That's
Yes,
cap.
they are.
Where my cap button at? That's cap.
Stop the cap.
A broken woman is made that way, not a normal woman. A normal woman wants quality because again, everything always goes back to biology, right? That's why you can only have one baby a year, right? You are looking for quality. You're not looking for quantity.
That's not true.
What's not true?
You don't just have one baby a year because there's a thing where you can have a baby in your sac. You can get pregnant again. That a baby is gonna grow in a separate uterus. On my entire life, I don't know if it's uterus. It's growing in a separate sac. On my entire, I will fuck you up. Do not try me. Are you joking? That's just not right.
On normal females,
So that they're not normal. It's just
on
rare.
normal females, you can only
Whatever.
have one baby every 9 months, right? But if you ask a healthy man how many babies can he have 9 months, it's literally infinity. How many bitches he can fuck, how many girls he can get, etc. Men are made for quantity. Women are made for quality. That means for you got to protect your seed and find the best guy that you can find. For men, it's more so about variety. Now, obviously, we are humans and we can make the conscious choice to be like, I'm a man, even though I'm made a certain way, I'm still going to be monogamous in this relationship because I blah, 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 right? But at the same exact time, no, I got you. But at the same exact time, men and women are different. So for you, if you going out there in the streets and being a hoe, etc., you don't love your man no more. You don't respect your man no more, and therefore that relationship will not work. But a man
you do.
can.
But
a man can.
You have me
100%.
so fucked up. You have me so fucked up on every fucking level.
Let's go. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
You don't have a button for that?
Let's go. Let's talk about it.
No,
Goddamn.
that's like actually insane because like both are wrong. Both are dead wrong, and we can both.
What do you
admit
mean?
that.
Both are dead wrong about what?
If you're in a relationship, in no way, shape, or form should you be cheating on them or talking to other people or buying a fucking OnlyFans, like the first question.
Okay. Let's stop right here for a second. I can agree.
You're a piece of shit if you agree with me. So
No. I agree that you should not cheat if that's
Great.
your word. Continue.
Continue. I will continue since I've started. Okay,
Continue.
so
Sassy.
no matter what you do, cheating is wrong.
I agree with
The
that.
buttons. No, it's horrible. It's wrong.
I agree.
My
Okay.
thing about what was the question? Loving someone 100%?
No, the question was a man has a side piece but claims he loves his wife with all his heart.
And you said a man can
Is-
do that and a woman can't, right? That's what you said.
A non-broken woman cannot do that. If she's broken, she might can.
I feel like I can't answer this.
Oh, you can't? All right, we can move on. Okay.
Well, I mean, I could answer it, but it would just be so honest.
All right. Now, okay. It's last question or second to last question. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Is social media good or bad for society when it comes to dating? Explain.
Are you a bitch or are you not a bitch?
Wait, what?
All right, so social media is super fun when you're dating. Like, send each other cute little TikToks, fun TikToks, funny TikToks. Like, post each other, super cute, tweet about each other, retweet. Fun. Everything's fun. But it could be so, like, detrimental, like, going through following, going through, like, shitty things
Hold on.
you reposted.
In the background. Too loud.
Shut up.
Too loud. Go ahead.
But, like, it can be all fun and games until it's not. That's my thing about it. It could be super fun. It could be super healthy and great, like posting each other, making the other person feel secure in the relationship. There's a super fine line, though.
Okay, but do you think
You
it's
have to
bad?
admit that,
Hold on. Do you think it's bad or if it's good? Which side are you more so on when it comes to dating and social media? Is it more so bad or is it more so good?
I'm going to say good because one thing about me, I'm not deleting shit. I already went through that relationship. That was hell. I'm not deleting shit. Put a gun to my head. I don't give a fuck.
There's so many things I disagree with in what you're saying. All right.
And I have a rebuttal for all of them. So hit
All
me
right,
with
let's
it.
get it.
Yep.
So let's say you get with a dude that you admire, you respect, etc. He's a good dude, right, etc. And
When
he says,
have I admired a man? Never. The answer is never. Continue, though. You got it.
All right, you admire a dude, you respect a dude, you're dating a dude, y'all have a nice relationship, okay?
Sure.
He says, this certain picture I don't like because you are being thotty, you're being hoish. I haven't seen your Instagram, so I don't necessarily
You
know
have.
that.
He rated me a 6 on my Instagram.
I forgot. Anyway, he says, hey, I don't like this certain picture, I don't like this certain pose or this certain blah, blah, blah. You're telling me that you're not going to take it down. You're telling me that you're not going to be like, okay, I consider your feelings and I consider your point of view. I'll take it down.
Are you joking me? I'm going to tell that motherfucker to kick rocks.
I
would tell him to kick rocks. I dated a guy who would watch my TikToks and be like, you need to delete them. For what? I am lip syncing. You know how fucking stupid you have to be to lip sync? I was lip syncing. Who the fuck gives a shit? Nobody.
Well, it depends. What were you wearing? I haven't seen it, so I can't.
That's what I was going to say. He always had to do with what I was wearing. My thing is, I'm going home to you at the end of the night. I don't reply to anyone. If I'm dating someone, they have every opportunity to go through my phone. You can see if I'm replying to someone. You can see if I reply to the comments. It's public information.
Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
If I'm not doing that, then I should be able to wear whatever I want because I'm not being disloyal. I'm still going home to you.
No. If you wearing thotty shit, that's disloyal.
One thing about me, I'm finna wear a bra. When I wear a bra, my tits look huge. Any girl could.
Hold on. So you just be wearing bras and lip syncing?
Yes. No. I wear a shirt, but it's just like, as a woman, if you put on a bra and you have a shirt on that happens to show cleavage, something's gonna pop out.
Okay, let's get away from that because I actually agree with you. But for that, no, I'm talking about for that particular point that you just said.
Rewind to the very beginning of the video. First question.
All right, no, for that particular little point right there, I agree with you. But what I'm more so talking about is he says, hey, I don't think that this is appropriate because you in a relationship with me. I don't want you to have this photo up. Do you think that you would delete it or you would not delete it?
I would think if I was dating someone and they said, I feel disrespected by this photo or I am not comfortable with this photo, I would delete it. Not in a way that I'm like, I agree with you, I look like a slut. Or like anything like that. I would delete it specifically for the fact that I would never want someone I'm with to be uncomfortable or feel disrespected.
Okay. It's less so about the uncomfortable and more so about disrespect. And it's about if you are with a woman, right, she's a representation of you. So if she's throwing thotty pictures up on the Instagram, etc., they don't be like, oh, that's, blah, 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 she's a hoe. No, they be like, oh, no, that's Don Jay's girl. She's a hoe. So for a man and for a male perspective, we want you to represent us to the best of your ability versus being throwing thotty pictures up on the internet. Now, I can contextually see if that was your job to be a dancer and you dance on the internet, or if it was your job to do certain things, and I accepted that at the beginning of you was the OnlyFans girl, even though I would never, but you was the OnlyFans girl, then I can understand that contextually. But if you're throwing thotty pictures up on the Instagram, you're just looking for male attention. You're looking for validation. That's just... no, and that's not gonna fly. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I have some photos that have nothing to do with male attention. There is not, that's why I'm rated a fucking 6. Anyways, no, like, I have, for example, there is a photo of me on a boat. I have, like, no cleavage showing, and you can't see my ass or anything, but I'm very obviously in a bikini on a boat. Yeah. And the person I was talking to at the time was like, what the fuck is this? And I told him to eat shit. For the example, my body was really not showing. You can see I'm in a bikini. That's fine. You're insecure. Okay,
insecure.
But no, 100%. If my tits were like out and I was like a silly little caption like, "What color is it?" You know what I'm talking about? Like how pink it is.
You're trying to gain attention. Yeah, I get that.
If you want a fucking response, yes. I completely understand. Like, delete it immediately. Like, that's how I know she's for the streets. Okay. Back on that question, that's how I know you're for the streets.
Okay.
But other than that, it's like, it's out of respect. And I completely understand that. If someone feels disrespected, it doesn't fucking matter. You're with that person. You made a decision to be with that person. If they're being like, I don't like this picture, have respect for the person you chose to be with.
And delete it, yes.
Yes, it's like simple as that.
Okay. Now going back to the original question, you're saying, is it good or bad? And you said, it's good. Why? And then put a button on that so I can answer it too.
I think it's good because I know a lot of girls who have been insecure in the relationship, but the guy posts them and it makes them feel better. For example.
The guy post them and like showing off like this is my girl type shit.
Yeah, like this is my girlfriend. She's amazing. Like anything, like just Snapchatting people back and it's a picture of them.
I got you. Okay.
Girls, I guarantee you they'd be like, oh my God.
Okay.
I love you. You know.
Okay. I would say when in a context of dating, it made men worse and women better when it comes to the options, right? All it done, social media, is globalize the dating market spot. So now a dude that you would normally date that's in your high school, that lives in your town, now you're getting hit up by Drake, by Future, whoever the fuck name, fill in the blank. So now the dude that you would have married and you would have got a relationship with that was in your town is less to you because you have access to higher dudes and higher status
Who
dudes.
the fuck are you talking to? Are you talking to like Instagram baddies? Like fucking...
No, what do you mean? Hold on.
What do you mean?
No,
Drake's not gonna just talk to a fucking small town girl from...
Yes,
Actually,
they do.
I was gonna say.
I was about to say, what are you talking about?
Might.
The big dudes that have the blue check marks, they hit up normal girls all the time. What do you mean?
I'm a 6. Yeah, I'm never letting that go.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Anyway, so point is, men now are much more competition because girls typically want the highest caliber that they can get, right? So now since her town or her school or her college or etc. was a certain way and you had access to those dudes, now you have access to every dude in the world. So now the dudes that you would have found attractive that was in your college, etc. is less attractive because you have access to the top tier dudes. So for me personally, I think it almost fucked up the game of dating because it put most of the power.
You're talking to girls for the streets.
What?
You're talking to girls for the streets. Sorry for interrupting you.
No, it's not even girls for the streets. It's girls in
joking?
general. It's girls in general.
No. Don't say girls in general.
It's girls in general.
Are you joking? If Drake DM'd me, he'd be left on red. I love
Cap. Where my cap button at?
Shut the fuck up because he was on my top 3 music.
No.
He's not cute.
Okay, but
I don't think he's a good person.
Let's not stick to specifics. I'm not saying Drake specifically. I'm saying your crush of someone that you admire, that you may watch all the time, a famous actor, a famous musician. If they DM'd you, you might be inclined to answer. So not necessarily Drake, but a person that you find admire, and maybe you might be different. Oh my God. But majority of women, they would take that chance and say, "Damn, that's my ultimate dude. Of course I'm gonna take that chance. I'm gonna fly to Dubai. I'm gonna fucking do all this other extra shit."
I don't have a passport. I don't know what to say. Like, I guess I'm fucking different. I don't want to be different than other girls, but like, I don't have a passport. I'm not flying to Dubai. I'll leave Drake on red. I don't know any of... I was going to say I don't know any of the rappers. That's not true. But like, T Grizzly, I love T Grizzly. I'm obsessed with T Grizzly. He would message me.
If T Grizzly messaged you and you was fucking had a argument with your guy, right?
Shut the fuck up.
And y'all was not on good terms, I guarantee you were gonna be like, "Hey, this shit looking a little interesting. Let me message back. Let me at least entertain this and going forward."
No. I would message, even if I had a man, I would message him back. I would tell my man, I'm not fucking T Grizzly. Never in my life would I.
Then that doesn't make sense. You're missing the point then. No, you're missing the point.
You're missing the point because you said earlier about like girls not having guy friends. Girls don't like me. I love them.
But no, what I said earlier was signs that a girl is for the streets is girls having mostly guy friends. That is signs that girls for the streets. If she should be able to have female friends because she's a female. That doesn't make sense.
I have female friends, but like.
Anyway, carrying on. So ultimately, I'm just saying for societal, for internet purposes, it gave all the power to the top tier dudes, and then it gave all the power to the women. And then the dudes that are just average and regular are left at the bottom scrambling for fucking seconds.
I'm going to let you sit on that with your, how many followers? 18,000? 20,000? 30,000? He's going to sit on that by himself. I have nothing to say about that.
All right. And then what are your final thoughts and then your Instagram?
My final thoughts are that you believe in gender roles, which is fine because...
Of course I do. Everybody should.
Oh my God. I wish you could like edit this and like just zoom in on people's faces because this is insane. Anyways, yes, he believes in gender roles, which is completely fine. And he's a sweetie patootie pie. He was very respectful. Everything he said, even when they were dead wrong, he was so respectful about it. So I'll give him that.
She's sassy.
My Instagram is Nami and Meeks _. Except I don't know if that's my Instagram. I just made that up.
All right. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. If you want to play Red Pill and Chill with your friends and family at your events or just chilling type shit and you want to play Red Pill and Chill, get it on Amazon. All you gotta do is type in Red Pill and Chill or go to redpillandchill.com. If you want to follow her to her fake Instagram, her real Instagram, the link to the description will be in the link to her Instagram will be in the description below.
Have you stuttering, huh?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Join the Patreon army and I'm out. Peace. The fuck? I can't wait to post that shit.